does training. Teaches you to operate against the best interests of your own group. It teaches you individual behavior rather than group behavior. Education is a liberating force. It does training teaches you to operate against the best interests of your own group. It teaches you individual behavior rather than group behavior. Education is a liberating force. A liberating force. So I'm going to go through quickly some of the things on why you should learn the skills. And nothing I say, I hope, nothing I say will imply that we are not faced with a very shrewd, uncompromising, dangerous enemy. Don't ever take it in your mind that these white people are going to be easy to be had. It ain't going to be true. This is a hard fight because they have the institution and we have the people. You see, and as long as you control institutions, you can control the behavior of people. Now, with that in mind, listen to it carefully. The very first lesson you must learn as students is that the fundamental mistake you can make is to try to use white definitions to explain or analyze black phenomena. That's the first mistake you make. And anytime you use their definitions that are given to you, you're in trouble. Now, the second lesson I go against Harold here. I do not think you should tell your white professors nothing. I do not think you should argue with them. I don't think you should do anything. I think you should accept the skills they get and go about those. I know your black professors either. Your objective of being at Atlanta Junior College is to acquire skills and get out and go on to Morehouse and then for Morehouse. The reason you're in school is to get a degree, playing cards and all that. That's mental sound behavior. Mental sound behavior. Let me tell you something that Sister Gwen Rockwell and Brother Naeem can tell you. They used to bring me down here every year. Most of the time I had to pay my way, but they still brought me. They used to bring me down every year to talk to the combined students over at Morehouse, AU, and all like that. And in there, look at all these black students who say, "Oh, Dr. Wright, we crazy about you. Why don't you come south and take over these schools?" You know what I used to tell them, and I say this clearly. I have a great deal of admiration for these black teachers working in these schools. You think I have it bad in the mental health center. At least I know I'm dealing with people who are crazy. At least I know that. You know what I mean? I just realize that. You know what I mean? I'm not annoyed. I don't mean that to be funny. I really don't mean that to be. Believe me, I know a lot of students who come to me now and say, "Hey, we read your stuff now." But let me tell you something. If I came to Atlanta and took over schools, the first day here, I would send half the black students home. Half black students would go home. And it wouldn't be hard for me to find out who I was going to send home. Not just walk through the halls and do things. I know exactly who's going home. Right there. The second day, I was going to have the black faculty home. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The third day, I sent all the black administrators home. You know, and then we'll be about to be of teaching. Because I swear, I see students doing stuff to black adults I've never seen. I'm very serious about this. Okay, let's go through. Here's what we're going to go through. I'm going to go through.
Now, what would happen if we as black men would say, in order to be a man, we must own the economic systems of our neighborhood? That I don't feel like we are full men when we let Korean men, Arab men, and all of these white men and other people stay in the midst of our people and take the wealth of our people. How can we look ourselves in the eye and say that we're men? This black man, you see, has been duped by this religion into hating money and hating wealth. And I try to tell black people, we are wealth-producing people. Where do we get this thing here of identifying with poverty? Where do we get this craziness of seeing poorness and goodness as the same thing? and seeing virtue in poverty. We have to get it from the other people. It doesn't make any sense. There's no greatness in being poor and poverty stricken. In fact, there's great sin that flows out of poverty. Yeah. Look who hits you over the head. Rich folk. They the one mugging you out here.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, y'all? So, shouts out to everybody in here. You know, I definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. Now, I guess I'm not gonna be long today. You know, I really wanted to show one thing, but I'm gonna show it at the end because I want to show other things. You know. And shouts out to my brother Bobby E. Wright, you know what I'm saying? Delivering that real message as usual. Now, before I'm gonna just go ahead and go into it, right? So this is the first thing I want to show y'all, okay? Now you know I got a thing about taking away the things that y'all love, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And I want you to see y'all boy here, you know what I'm saying, who got invited to the cookouts and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, your boy, good old Michael Rappaport. Now, I'm not going to talk about this nonsense because I still see people getting caught up, you know, and I first called it pick a side because, like, yeah, you pick a side. I picked it. I'm black only. That's the side I'm on, you know what I'm saying, for black people. You understand? And how quickly everybody can get on code, right? So while we get thrown out the cookout, this is the speech when they get drunk enough at the cookout. This gonna be the speech you're gonna give y'all at the damn cookout when y'all start talking about, oh yeah, you know, colonizers and all this other stuff.
To all my Jewish friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters, stand tall. Stand tall. Do not let this fear, this sadness, this anxiety, and this dread overwhelm you. Draw strength from your family, from your friends, from your ancestors, and the worldwide bond that we share that has always put the battery in.
And he got on code quick as hell. He didn't took off the skull cap and everything, you know what I'm saying? Anything that I could look like. Like, let me go back to my shyster ways, like, you know, like all of them do, Vlad, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Let me go right back to it.
The battery in your back. We're used to being looked at as different because that's what we are. We are different, and that's a good thing. I know that Jews are looked at as weak, but we're stronger than you can imagine. That's why you hurl propaganda bullshit that we control all the money, control the media, because it's plausible. It's plausible because
no, it's just like every time you sign a contract, it's like who you signing the contract with, though. I think that's what people is going off of. Like, if you look at like in any industry and look who actually is owning and controlling it. Like, I remember one time on the radio, they was like, yeah, it's black something and minority owned or controlled or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, for black people, that's minority controlled. You know what I'm saying? Guess who try to throw themselves into this minority group, right? But I don't know. Let me go ask, you know what I'm saying, all of the entertainers who got out of their deal.
Just that good. Smart, compassionate, moral, and strong people. And we need to stand.
Listen to what he said, the shysters are, yo.
That good. Smart, compassionate. It's plausible because we're just that good. Smart, compassionate, moral, and strong people. And we need to stand taller than ever against all those sick, dumb, uneducated black tar in their blood fucks who hate Jews because they ain't. You hate us because you ain't us. It's always been hurled our way. Hate, prejudice has always been hurled our way. And a lot of times we deal with it with compassion or the understanding that it might be mental illness. Fuck that. Never again, you fucks. Anyone saying to me,
And you get drunk at the cookout is what you're gonna be saying.
we deal with it with compassion or the understanding that it might be mental illness. Fuck that. Never again, you fucks. Anyone saying to me, be on the right side of history, knowing what side I'm on, means you're on the wrong side of history, which means you're on the side of terrorists, murderers, rapists who would burn and behead you and your family. They would love to burn and behead you and your family.
Last I checked, all of them did that. The last I checked, anyway.
There's only right or wrong right now. You either support a caring community or you support extremist exterminators. Never again.
All right. But he said one thing there, right? Never again. And this is the sentiment that a lot of us don't get, and we don't realize, okay, well, maybe we gotta pick a side here, because apparently we say, yeah, every day, you know what I'm saying, always and forever, you know what I'm saying, and you understand that what they saying, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not going to talk about any of this nonsense, because it's like black people still having like arguments, and then for some reason everybody want to get, you know, come for like now, because, you know, the black people is mad at this white boy now, you know what I'm saying, but he's already in the cookout, so what are you going to do, right? I got kicked out, so I can't help you. But now they kind of mad at him because he kind of letting he shysted his way into it, you know what I'm saying. But the point is, right, everything else in the universe has the understanding of never again, right? Except, you know what I'm saying, one group of people, because we say like always and forever, right? So I wanted to show one thing, but I'm gonna just show you a couple things, right? And none of this stuff is like long, so I ain't gonna be on here long, all right? But I wanted to show you just a couple of things, because we gonna be like, yeah, always. And hopefully this worked and it don't like blink out on me again. All right, so I want to show you this, you know what I'm saying? Now at GameStop, right, this person of color here shot and killed this young brother, or this brother here. He said he was stealing Pokemon cards, right? So his first response was to shoot him. Damn, see, here we go.
GameStop assistant manager who fatally shot Chadrick Coates, a 21-year-old Florida Memorial University sophomore he suspected was shoplifting, now wants forgiveness from the young man's family. The family members of the deceased say, well, you know what? We want justice. We want justice. Split-second decision has forever changed retired Marine Derek Guerrero's life. I can think of somebody else's life first that was changed by that split-second decision. Tuesday, October 17th, while on his shift at the popular video game store in Pembroke Pines, Florida, 33-year-old suspected someone was stealing from the store. The store worker confronted the person, which led to the two fighting. Lena Blackstar. Coates allegedly ran out of the store with $500 worth of ultra-premium Pokemon trading cards. Police say Guerrero pulled his firearm from his waistband and fired it in the student's direction. The store employee shot one bullet, wounding Coates severely in his torso, because that's how GameStop assistant managers are trained to pull their weapon and fire. Okay. Pembroke Pines Police Department was called to the scene by Coates' girlfriend. Guerrero was arrested, charged with manslaughter. The worker believed he was protecting the store over life. While Florida is a stand your ground state, the law does not allow for someone to use deadly force simply to protect property. Police said in a release on Facebook, at no time did the victim threaten Guerrero or display any type of weapon, adding the victim was transported to a nearby hospital where he died as a result of his injuries. Remorse over the incident. Now, assistant manager posted a $25,000 bond Thursday, October 19th, telling NBC Miami, "I'm really sorry for the family. I didn't mean for any of this to happen to the family. It wasn't my intention." Court said the man was so overwhelmed, all he could do as he waited for his ride to take him home to his wife and his 2 daughters was place his head in his.
All right, so yeah, I don't know my computers. I definitely need a new one. But you know, this person of color, you know what I'm saying, shot and killed his brother, and they charged him with manslaughter, and he's like, you know, out to right now. But you know, the whole point is, I know that we be like, yeah, I heard some people like, yeah, I don't care if this group is racist to us. We share this and that, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, would be to just like the other way around. Would you be willing to work with this other group who also says that, who you are also against though? You know what I'm saying? And it don't make sense because as far as people of color go, you know what I mean? Like, this is your people of color.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen to the family within my attention.
An apology coming straight from the GameStop employee accused of shooting a suspected shoplifter. Derek Guerrero making the remarks after being released from jail.
NBC6's Amanda Placencia was there for it all, spoke with him. You're live for us in Pembroke Pines. What else did he tell you, if at all?
Well, that GameStop employee, we know he bonded out of jail today, and now we're hearing from him for the first time.
Derek Guerrero was quiet as he left the Broward County Jail on Thursday, but expressed his remorse to the victim's family.
I'm really sorry for the family. I didn't mean for any of this to happen to the family.
I'm really sorry.
Pembroke Pines police say the 33-year-old GameStop employee was arrested for shooting and killing a man who was shoplifting inside the store on Pines Boulevard near Hiatus.
Upon the victim trying to leave the store with the merchandise, run out the front door, the manager...
And see, the problem is we don't understand, like, yo, like, you don't have no damn friends. And that's the astonishing part about all of this, you know what I'm saying? It's still like this, oh, we need to do this and do that for everybody but our own, you know what I'm saying? And it's just astonished me at the amount of how much of a coon that we are, you know what I'm saying, as a collective. Sometimes it's just crazy. And then you look at even their so quote unquote, you know, trying to imitate Black culture kind of shysters, you know what I'm saying, that how quickly they would get right on code and throw you right out the bar mitzvah, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we don't comprehend how any of this works, you know what I'm saying? And how we have to watch our language when we talk about any damn thing. It's come to a point where, you know what I'm saying, we got to pick a side, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Observed him and yelled at him, retrieved a firearm, and shot one round towards the victim.
We spoke to the victim's family off camera, and they identified him as 21-year-old Chadrick Coates. They say he was a sophomore at FMU and that they want justice. Investigators tell us that Coates was hit in the torso and did not threaten Guerrero or display any type of weapon. Detectives found probable cause to charge Guerrero with manslaughter. With his head in his hands, Guerrero repeatedly apologized as he waited to be picked up from jail.
I'm extremely sorry for the family.
A day earlier in court, a defense attorney said Guerrero served in the Marine Corps for 10 years and was an assistant manager at GameStop while he tried to raise his 2 daughters with his wife. The GameStop location remained closed again on Thursday. Guerrero told police that he was armed because he had recently been robbed on the job just 1 month ago. Police say he purchased a gun after that robbery, and that weapon was used in the
dude in GameStop is armed, you know.
latest case.
And as part of his
But anyway, you know, they charged him with manslaughter, and then they let him out on $25,000 bail. On any of you who know how like the bail stuff works, let me know how much money that is. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, essay." You know what I'm saying? But in the words of Joe Biden, America is doomed, not just because of the African Americans, but whatever the hell he said about the Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just don't understand how we don't understand how any of this works. And then you rally around the point, right? Because then you check this out right now. This dude who tried to run over 5 brothers, who was at the site of Rosewood trying to turn it into something to teach, you know, about what happened there. And this white boy just ran him over, you know, or tried to run them over, you know.
CBS News Miami, respected author and historian Marvin Dunn is just back from a trip to Gainesville, where a white man convicted of trying to kill him and others because of their race was sentenced to federal prison.
The crime happened near Dunn's property in Rosewood, site of the infamous 1923 massacre. CBS News Miami's Hank Tester sat down with Marvin Dunn for this exclusive conversation.
I'm trying to establish that land, that my property, as a place of racial reconciliation where people can come and talk through racial
reconciliation. You know what that means? I don't think we're ready for the conversation of reconciliation and what it really means.
Place of racial reconciliation where people can come and talk through racial problems to try to work things out on that sacred ground.
Rosewood, the 1997 film depicting the January 1923 massacre of a number of black residents of the tiny Florida town. The catalyst? A black resident was lynched as a result of claims a white woman had been assaulted by a black man. A white mob swept
Oh man, keep that in mind, by the way.
into Rosewood and burned the town to the ground. It is shocking history, not well known, but certainly well documented and not forgotten by retired FIU professor and author Dr. Marvin Dunn. He bought a nice piece of property in Rosewood, which upset his neighbor across the street.
I'm the only black person that has land out there in Rosewood today. So he rolls up in his truck. And
No, hold on. So this place, right? And when they were showing that, right? Imagine this mindset, like, yo, this N-word's got a TV and I don't. I gotta kill all of them. Like, that's like pretty much, you know what I'm saying, what you're dealing with, right? And today, this brother is supposed to be the only black person. He said he's the only black person who owns land in that area today, right? As part of, like, that's what I mean. Like, you got to pick a side here, and they're right. You know what I'm saying? It's time to pick a side. Who are you for? You know what I'm saying? I say I am black only. But anyway, check out what's happened to the only brother today who owns land in Rosewood.
Today. So he rolls up in his truck and lets the window down and says, "What's going on out here?" And I said, "Well, sir, this is my property, and we were that's as far as I got." He said, "Well, if that's your property, why don't you all park on your side of the road?" I said, "Well, this is a public highway. We'll park wherever we wish." Threw him into a rage, steps on the gas, starts yelling the N-word, dropping F-bombs, goes around into his property, comes back a few minutes later at full speed and almost runs us over.
According to Marvin Dunn, the outraged driver missed killing his son, Frederick Dunn, by inches.
So we called the police. The Levy County police came out. They arrested him.
You see, Marvin Dunn bought the land for a purpose, to teach the history of what happened in Rosewood over 100 years ago. He brings in students and school teachers to his land to tell the story as part of his Teach the Truth tours. Weekend group tours visiting a number of Florida locations.
See, when I teach the truth, the real truth, you don't want to hear about, right? I'm going on tour to teach the truth tour. You know what I'm saying?
Truth tours, weekend group tours visiting a number of Florida locations where lynchings and racial atrocities were committed.
When I got back to Miami, I called the FBI and reported this as a hate crime. And they took over on this case, and they were just wonderful. They pursued it. He was arrested, charged with 6 counts of hate crime because there's 6 black people involved. And just last
6 counts of hate crime because there were 6 black people involved. 6 counts of hate crime.
week was sentenced to, and he was facing 10 years on each count.
This is 62-year-old
He
David.
was facing 10 years on each count. That's what he was facing, though, right? Now he's been sentenced already, so you notice the language he's using.
This is 62-year-old David Allen Emanuel, his mugshot after his arrest, sentenced to a year and a day in federal prison.
I know what
He got, didn't like Lil Kim get sentenced to a year and a day for like perjury or something? So his being charged with 6 hate crimes equals a year and a day. For trying to run over the dude who bought property in Rosewood to restore it to, I don't know. I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but because you know what I'm saying, that is a good thing, buying land to restore it and to like teach about what happened, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily to hold hands with little white girls and boys on that land, because you see nobody's interested in holding hands with us, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter who the hell they are.
After his arrest, sentenced to a year and a day in federal prison.
I knew a hate crime when I saw and heard one.
After hearing a plea from Marvin Dunn advocating mercy for David Allen Emanuel, federal judge Alan Windsor said, "I don't think he's going to do something like this again, but there's a need for general deterrence, and it's clear he did it because of race."
Now, I wouldn't say a damn general deterrence, but it's definitely a need for a deterrence. And according to the shysters, right? Because I'm only quoting the shysters, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, you know, you can't attack us and expect to walk away with everything that you came with. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think this is what the judge Alan Windsor has said about this, right? I don't think about being charged with 6 counts of hate crime, right, and then getting sentenced to a year and a day. I don't think he's gonna do nothing like that again. No, hell no. It's a general deterrence, you know what I'm saying? And it's clear he did it because of race, you know.
Because of race. 12-member jury, all white, finds this guy guilty.
Yes.
That shock you?
America works.
America works, all right. It's 12 white dude. 12 Michael Rappaport was on the thing, and he got a year and a day. It was like trying to run you down, right?
Finds this guy guilty.
Yes.
That shock you?
America works. America works.
We reached out to David Allen Emanuel's attorney for comment. Did not hear back. Now, David Allen Emanuel must report to federal prison on January 2nd.
Now, speaking of like judges and stuff, and this is like the only news thing about it, right? Like 34 seconds, right? But this New York judge got fired for pointing a gun at a black man in court, right? Like 8 years ago, though, but 4 days ago, he got fired, right? Quote unquote, right? Which is probably reached a settlement or something. I don't know. But after 8 years, right? He got fired for pointing a gun at a black man in court. And I don't know if I got it because I ain't going to show it. But
a New York judge who pointed a loaded gun at a black man during a court hearing 8 years ago has been removed from office. Justice Robert Patorti was a Whitehall town and village judge. He said he aimed the gun at the man because he approached the stand too quickly. The state Supreme Court removed.
He approached the stand too quickly. So I pulled the gun on him in court, surrounded by like police and all that stuff. Damn.
Quickly. The state Supreme Court removed Patorti from his position, saying that he, quote, exploited a classic and common racist trope that black men are inherently threatening or dangerous, exhibiting bias or at least implicit bias.
Well, yeah, obviously, you know what I'm saying.
Patorti was a Whitehall town.
Now, you know, this happened 8 years ago. And I don't know how many cases he's been over in the meantime or how many cases before that. But, you know, this is just one judge of many, you know. And that was all they had. So I had to show this You know, I didn't even want to play this one, but that was all because I seen this news
To be
thing.
free and
It's the
flexible
only
and
one
creative was really
that I saw that mentioned it besides that news clip. If it plays, of course.
Remember we covered a judge that decided to pull out a gun on a black male? Well, finally, that judge has been removed. Put up the
Yeah, what up, Bukari? All right, definitely, my brother.
picture full mass. This is insane. In an update, a New York judge, Robert J. Patorti, has finally been removed from the bench after he admitted he pulled a gun on a black man who he repeatedly described as a large black man when he said he was 6'9" tall. That's damn near 7 feet tall and built like a football player. But the person in question is barely 6 feet tall and he weighs 165 pounds. Okay. All right. The judge admitted he did not even feel his life was in danger when he pulled the weapon on Mr. Wood. He also regularly kept a gun under the desk at his judge's bench. So records show that
even the judge strapped up and y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all comfortable out here. But anyway.
Wow.
That's why I want to know, even if you pick somebody else's side, what the hell are you going to do about it? That's the question I want to ask all these people having debates about should we do it. The hell is you going to do?
The judge served as a judge. He also is the owner of Big Boys Guns in Whitehall. So this judge argued.
Judge is the owner of a gun store, right?
That not only did he have a license to carry the pistol, but he had made it a habit of safekeeping it attached to the underside of the bench while he heard cases.
Now, if a judge is going to pull out a gun on you, right? What do you think? And it don't matter. Like, and the thing is, right, even when we say all of this is that, you know what I'm saying? Well, the range person, you know what I'm saying, next to you is believing this. And obviously we see things with our own eyes to where we know that, like, well, maybe y'all don't know, but there's a sickness inherited in, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't understand it. I don't know. But if a damn judge is willing to do that, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so anyway. Speaking of judges, right, I had to show this one because I never really did. Now, this is in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Good old Detroit.
I don't take any great comfort in having to say this out loud, but the truth is what the truth is.
And Detroit-based attorney Lillian Diallo felt compelled to come forward with it, since she says in nearly 3 decades, she has never seen race-based behavior by a judge like this, referring to West Michigan Judge Karen Medema.
You might as well have called me the N-word, what she was doing up there.
Diallo, who battled breast cancer, says she was sick from the ongoing medication treatment. On January 6th, Diallo claimed she told the court clerk about her condition and asked to handle her client's sentencing over Zoom instead of driving 3 hours to Ottawa County Circuit Court. She only asked because she saw the virtual hearing option clearly on the court's website, but was told the judge required she be in the courtroom.
I asked her clerk. I said, well, can I Zoom in? No, we don't do that out here. I'm like, oh, but I was reading. I'm like, okay, fine. So I went in there because you ultimately don't want to put your client in a worse position.
But Diallo fears that's exactly what happened. She confronted the judge after she looked over and saw another lawyer appearing virtually in the courtroom, what Diallo was told she could not do, later learning he too had a pre-existing condition.
The lawyer was on the screen, allowed to Zoom in for the same kind of proceeding, a sentencing, right? He's white, and I'm not.
We reached out to Judge Karen Miedema for her side of the story. Court Administrator Susan Franklin responded. In part, she says the 20th Circuit Court strongly denies that racism was a factor in any decisions related to this case or others. The Circuit Court was not informed prior to the hearings that Ms. Diallo was suffering complications of cancer, as court staff was only advised that she was in treatment without further detail. Ultimately, Diallo claims her client paid the price. The judge decided not to give the young first-time offender the plea deal that allows him to complete his sentence and have his crimes wiped from his record.
She does not give him a deferred sentence, even though he's eligible, and her own probation department recommended it. Right? First time, not even a parking ticket.
Diallo, who ended up getting COVID a couple of days later, has now retained a lawyer of her own. She is in the process of filing a grievance against the judge with the Judicial Tenure Commission for violating the American Disabilities Act and failing to be fair and impartial.
And I'm not making any excuses, but I'm saying you have to give us parity.
I'm Taryn Asher, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, maybe, you know, if it was the other way around and this person almost hit somebody, you know, they get a year and a day or whatever. Now, keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying, with the white bitch and judge, the cancer thing. And also, you know, just certain things that she was saying, you know what I mean? Because I want to show you something a little bit later, the COVID-19 thing. But, you know, I just want you to see, you know.
It is great, and it would be better
the other way around.
What's yours? You're trash.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
What's yours? You're trash.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Keep talking.
I will.
Okay.
Walk away from you, classic.
What you gonna do?
I tell you what.
I'm a stupid everybody.
Yeah,
I'm a
she is.
He hit my plate. I'm a stupid.
Fix your car. And stop honking at people when you don't need to.
Now, you see, this dude, he used to be a damn cop talking about some, you know, arguing with a sister, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it was a road rage incident, you know what I'm saying? I'll just play this one.
Tonight, the woman who claims she was verbally assaulted by a security guard is speaking out. Video of the man using racial slurs has gone viral. We are blurring the man's face because at this point, he has not been charged with a crime. But a well-known activist wants police to investigate this. Our Troy Class has the story.
Such a
What's yours? Trash.
Okay.
Denisha Lewis says she was driving along Airport Boulevard near the Southwest Freeway on Thursday when she says she politely honked at a man on a motorcycle who wasn't moving after a green light, then passes around him.
He accelerates his gas, comes to from the right lane and punches my rear mirror, my side mirror.
She says this is some of the damage from the punch. Lewis says she then saw the man pull into this convenience store.
I politely walked in. I parked right next to his motorcycle. I walked in. I said, "Excuse me, sir. Did you just punch my mirror?" He said, "F you, you B word."
All right.
Keep talking.
I will.
Okay.
She says she started recording on Snapchat, which didn't capture the entire exchange, and the man, who we're not identifying because he has not been charged with a crime, repeatedly.
They literally blanked this old dude face out, this old retired cop's face out, you know what I'm saying? After he done did all that.
Exchange, and the man, who we're not identifying because he has not been charged with a crime, repeatedly uses racial slurs. Lewis says before she left, the man spit on her. The video has gone viral on Instagram and TikTok.
This man is a danger to society. He's already demonstrated that he will commit a hate crime against an African American and using
Yeah, he might get a month, you know what I'm saying?
racist, hateful language toward a female, spit on her, walking around with a gun.
Community activist Quanell X claims the man works for a private security group, though the company on social media issued a statement saying the man was a temporary employee and, quote, "We have had no contact with him since early August." Lewis says she filed a report with the Stafford Police Department. They also want the Fort Bend County District Attorney to investigate.
But we want law enforcement to make those final conclusions.
All right, so of course, we already know they're gonna blank this dude face out, but this dude was a retired cop or something like that, wilding out like that, and we understand. But anyway, speaking of that, especially like with that last judge, that white bitch judge, and just like in the beginning, or with that brother in Florida who about Rosewood, we already know how Rosewood started, right? And we already talked about y'all white savior complex earlier. You know what I'm saying? With your boy John Brown, the modern John Brown, pulling out his shyster stuff. You know what I'm saying? But listen, y'all have to get a dose of, Now check this brother out. You know what I'm saying? No offense to the brother, but damn, man, like he really looked like he's like lost in the game. Just a quick John, real quick, because I had to show y'all this, because I had to give y'all dose of it.
Them to feel great. Let's get.
There are some things that you should know before dating black men. For some reason, they're really sensitive when it comes to talking about black culture.
Not me.
Yes.
Okay.
They use the N-word, and you just have to be okay with it.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta, but
you can't use it.
That's true.
You can never touch their hair. You don't have hair. Oh, and you should never say that to a black person.
Yes, definitely don't say that.
What in the name?
All right, yeah. But yeah, obviously you see, what's going on, Tracy? But yeah, man, you see that brother is like lost in the game, you know what I'm saying? Of course he got lost, but this brother's sitting there. Hold on, that's wrong. All right, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. That's wrong, messing up again. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, my bad, y'all. My bad. All right, let me go through. I gotta give y'all daily dose of it. Because these are some of the things that's keeping y'all asleep. But I'm gonna get to the important thing in a second, and then I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully it'll work. Maybe not. Because I'm almost done anyway. I just wanted to show y'all some other stuff real quick. And give y'all daily dose of, you know what I'm saying, reality.
Because black people call her the C word. What do you guys think about this?
You know how Jason Aldean makes the song Small Town? Okay, so get me wrong. Like, tell me if I'm wrong or right. Like, black people, they can twerk, they can do gangs, they can do drugs, they can do all of this type of shit on their songs, but Jason Aldean can't sing in the White House talking about, like, don't cross our town because, you know, like, we'll mess with you if you mess with us. But yet, black people can, you know, like, say all of this type of shit, but Jason Aldean gets his song taken away. But yet, they can call us crackers, but we can't call them,
oh my God!
Like, if you don't want to be called a nigga, then don't
call
if you're making a song,
I just had to give you like a background conversation of what the dude was talking to the white girl, and then he got on the camera. This brother here. This brother here is sitting here.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta, but
But
I
you
don't
can't
use it.
conversation. But all right, anyway. Now, a lot of us do a lot of explaining. And the thing is, right, you got to pick a side, right? And that's the thing that we seem to not understand, right? And we don't understand that we are all we got at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Check in at 3 o'clock, that's fine.
But why do you don't feel comfortable with us checking in?
Just something about the vibe I got when you came in.
Because we're black?
Vibe? What vibe? That's what it feels like.
We got money. We got money. We're paying. We're trying to do the right thing. All right, she got card. But she got card.
I think I'd be more comfortable with you staying in a different hotel.
Why?
Because again, she's vaping in the.
You told her
Yeah,
she
you
can't
told me
vape,
not,
and that
and
was
I
one
did.
time. And she said, okay, sorry, I didn't know. You asked for her ID. I went and got my ID.
Again, I'm more comfortable with you staying somewhere else.
What's the problem? We
You're not
didn't
giving
do
us a
nothing.
legit
It's not a
problem.
legit
It's just,
issue.
Just the issue, like just from when I walked up, there was an issue.
What did we do?
What was the issue?
Again, you're welcome to stay somewhere else. I do not feel comfortable with you. Obviously, videotaping me, that's your choice. It has nothing to do with other than the behavior when you walked in the front door.
What behavior?
Again,
It wasn't no
step
behavior.
out.
It wasn't no behavior. We didn't even do nothing. We just came in here. Y'all was out there. We waited for you to come in.
Yes, exactly.
You told us
All
no
we did was sit
vaping,
here.
and that was it. You said
We're
I
like
did. I
literally
said I'm.
staying at the home suite, and we're going down because of the prices. That's it.
Again, you're welcome to pick a different location. This is not going to be the.
Well, where's the management?
I'm the manager.
You the manager?
And
So
you're
is it
hard.
somebody hire you?
No, I'm the top manager here on the property.
Well, this a lawsuit.
That's not.
Yeah, this a lawsuit. This discrimination.
We have
And I got it on
no
camera.
reason
And you
to-
talking about because the vibe. Because the vibe. What
What
vibe?
vibe?
Because we're black.
Well, we just got
Because
out of fucking bed and
we
trying
just
to-
woke up. Like what's going on? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. We didn't do nothing wrong. We ain't got kids. We're not no little kids. We're grown-ups. Yeah, because you're refusing service to somebody for no reason. I've been going through this my whole life. Of course I'm frustrated. I live in Philly. Like, of course I'm frustrated. This is discrimination.
Dude, what are you
that goes on all the
doing?
time.
My man just sitting there.
So of course I'm angry. Yeah, man, you calling the cops. Call the cops.
Call the police, son. All right, so after all that, I at least got to play this one.
My name
Yeah, of course, all of them got this shown now. And hopefully it don't freeze. All right, and I'm about to go on to something more important.
Bye. All right, bye. I don't have to tell you why I'm here.
You're being recorded
Bye,
up
Karen.
there, so say hello. This guy's being a rude jerk and he shouldn't be allowed in here anymore.
Bye, Karen.
Yeah.
It's your man looking at on somewhere.
You look real professional.
I know, you look real great. You look beautiful. You look just like your dog.
You're an immature, unprofessional jerk.
And you're a Karen.
No, I live here.
Okay.
And when you're in here.
I don't have to tell you why I'm here, lady.
Because I live here.
Hey, lady,
You
going
don't.
on about your business, man.
Because I live here and you don't.
You and your twins going on about your business.
Now I want you to know this part, right? This is like the addiction. She want to leave, but is every bone in her body is not gonna let her because. And listen, like we already seen y'all white savior. Y'all love white bitches. They can infiltrate anything. I swear to God. But you know.
About your business.
You know what? We're sorry.
Karen, do what you
You
gotta
know
do.
what? I'm finna snitch.
Bye.
Hold on. I was about to leave, but I gotta do something.
Here, lady.
Because I live here.
Hey,
and
lady,
you
going
don't.
on about your business, man.
Because I live here and you don't.
You and your twins going on about your business.
I gotta do something.
Karen, do what you gotta do.
I'm finna go
Bye.
snitch. All right. So okay, yeah, you remember, and I can't leave out our children, right? Because we've also often heard, we just heard the shysters talk about how it's okay because if they attack your children, then it's okay according to the shysters, right? In the words of them, and y'all remember, all the stuff that been happening at Sesame Place right now. Another brother is accusing them stuff now.
Right here too, Elmo hoodie and Sesame Street hoodie and this right here.
No, it's nothing like you just pull us out of line, trying to embarrass us. I told you y'all pay for it. Watch everybody, not just the black people.
Well, it's always just.
It's all right there. It's ridiculous.
This right here.
Just that and that and the other hoodie. How you gonna tell me to relax what you just did? It's not the point. You're pulling us out of line for something we told you. Nobody has to steal fucking
right
sweater.
there.
It's all there. It's crazy.
That's paid for. We were supposed to spend all that damn money anyway.
Right there. I can't believe you just did that.
Where's Eli's thing at? That doll. Eli's hoodie.
That's on there.
That's on there too.
You have this little baby girl, like 2.
Elmo hoodie and Sesame Street hoodie and this right here.
No, you don't. You don't.
Right.
They know undercovers. They not watching enough. That's crazy.
Right. He can't see.
That's embarrassing to pull us out of line.
It's embarrassing, damn it. And somebody was like, unfortunately, I heard a brother earlier was like, today say, "Oh, you embarrassed me in front of them white folk," and then, the goddamn cooning like that we would do for like, I don't know, like. I don't know what we getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I guess you could pay your light bill and stuff like that. You can, I don't know what you could do. You can't really live in their neighborhoods. You don't want to live in your own neighborhoods. So I wonder what, because we obviously see that this place, we have like known that this place here has a historic practice of, you know what I'm saying, kind of ignoring black children. And hell, this whole place has a historic practice of that, but we just don't get it, you know. Yo, what's up, Ra?
Pull us out of line with
He can't watch all of us at one time.
There was not all nothing. Just give me the receipt. Get out of my face. That's fucking embarrassing that you did that.
Embarrass me in front of all these nice white people.
Pulling us out of line and stuff like that. We told you we paid for it. That's crazy. That's so crazy. We didn't even do anything. You pulling us out of line.
Oh, he threw the receipt down hard. That's what he did.
That's crazy.
Folks, we have 2 lines up. Folks, if you're going in,
okay.
Right there.
Well, we're going
I'm gonna
in.
put this back in the car.
No, that's fine. I'll be right back. That line's open right there.
So anyway, if we don't understand, right, because of course we know that this has happened in history, you know what I'm saying? Right,
Yeah.
not that long ago. History
Action.
type
It shows
stuff.
2 little girls watching a parade at
It's
the
like a
famed
thing.
Sesame Place amusement park, and one of the characters appears to shun them. The furious mom of one of the girls posted
They would be
the
like, I can't believe they are, they is like some sick, degenerate, arrogant, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we just like be up under it, and it makes no sense to me. You have to pick a side. Raw at the beginning of this, I called it pick a side, but I switched it because Bobby right at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? But you got to pick a damn side, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do, right? We just witnessed this last, we had this whole understanding, and then we'd be like, yo, I can't believe this happened to me.
video alleging racism, while others say it was a misunderstanding. Now, as Les Trent reports, Sesame Place says what happened is not okay.
Right, so I'm pretty sure y'all remember that. Now, let me talk about what I really wanted to talk about at the beginning. Now, y'all remember that whole talk with that sister, you know what I'm saying, who had, the stuff about, she was like, oh yeah, I came down with the Chinese virus or whatever he called it. Now I want you to see this, you know what I'm saying, because this is the Bill Gates Foundation recently pledged $40 million to help the development of COVID vaccines in Africa, right? And the truth is, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to pick a side, because we got a lot of energy for everybody but our own. And it's a little bit sickening. And I don't question anymore how we end up in the situation looking at us, you know what I'm saying? But the question is, how do we get up out of it? And hopefully with our young people understanding and gaining knowledge, they will be able to do that. So, so check this, right? The Gates Foundation, talking about, trying to institute a whole
The
jab
Bill and
movement.
Melinda Gates Foundation has pledged a $40 million investment to assist multiple African manufacturers in producing messenger RNA vaccines on the continent. Institut Pasteur in South Africa's BioVac will utilize an mRNA research and manufacturing platform developed by Quantum Biosciences in Belgium.
Now, the great thing about this new technology is you can really, with that, solve significantly, very quickly, some of those challenges, because you can have it with this new technology. You can have
yes.
vaccine quicker.
Messenger RNA vaccine technology gained prominence with the development of COVID-19 vaccines.
And then you ask me why Africans are speaking English in Africa. Why are we speaking English, right? Yeah, it's no question anymore.
You can have it with this new technology. You can have vaccine quicker.
Messenger RNA vaccine technology gained prominence with the development of COVID-19 vaccines by companies like Pfizer and Moderna. This approach employs genetic code fragments, effectively transforming the body into a miniature vaccine production
Essentially, what this
facility.
machine does, it integrates all the unit step operations, as we used to call this, that are needed for the manufacturing of RNA-based drugs. So you provide reagents, so chemicals to the machine. What you get out of the machine in continuous mode is purified RNA, which will be the active ingredient of a vaccine.
Both vaccine manufacturers will receive $5 million in funding, with an additional 10 allocated to other companies. The remaining $20 million will support Quantum in advancing the technology.
The idea is that many of the future vaccines, whether it's for local diseases in Africa like Rift Valley, or for global.
This dude spent an awful lot of time in Africa, right? And I believe it was Kenya that kicked his ass out for like crimes against humanity, but he spends an awful lot of time in Africa. Like, it's just an astonishing amount of time.
Whether it's for local diseases in Africa like Rift Valley, or for global diseases like TB, mRNA looks like a very promising approach. And so it allows us to bring in lots of African capabilities to work on these vaccines. And then this can be scaled up.
This initiative aims to address the disparities in vaccine distribution, as Africa was one of the last regions to receive COVID-19 vaccines.
Oh, yes. Let's bring in Bill Gates to solve our issues here. Y'all seen, I hate to do it, right? Because let's bring in the white savior. This is what happened to their last white savior, Raw. I want to show you their last white savior. They love this dude. Now black people mad at him, but he was invited to the cookout, Raw. This is the drunk speech he gave at
all
the
my
cookout.
Jewish friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters, stand tall. Stand tall. Do not let this fear, this sadness, this anxiety, and this dread overwhelm you. Draw strength from your family, from your friends, from your ancestors, and the worldwide bond that we share that has always put the battery in your back. We're used to being looked at as different because that's what we are. We are different, and that's a good thing. I know that Jews are looked at as weak, but we're stronger than you can imagine. That's why you hurl propaganda bullshit that we control all the money, we control the media, because it's plausible. It's plausible because we're just that good. Smart, compassionate, moral, and strong people. And we need to stand taller than ever against all those sick, dumb, uneducated black tar in their blood fucks who hate Jews because they ain't. You hate us because you ain't us.
No, he didn't use that joke. They hate us because they ain't us joke. He used it on y'all.
Been hurled our way. Hate, prejudice has always been hurled our way.
Why is this dude so red?
And a lot of times we deal with it with compassion or the understanding that it might be mental illness. Fuck that. Never again, you fucks. Anyone saying to me, be on the right side of history, knowing what side I'm on, means you're on the wrong side of history, which means you're on the side of terrorists, murderers, rapists who would burn and behead you and your family. They would love to burn and behead you and your family.
Now, what I'm going to do, right, because y'all get scared if I say this, right? Now, imagine me saying this to you about literally what everybody else has and will continue to do to you, right? As we go on to this next thing we just talking about, right? But imagine this is me saying it to you and reverse it as yourself and the person in power. You know what I'm saying?
Side of terrorists, murder, wrong side of history.
Side with me.
Which means you're on the side of terrorists, murderers, rapists who would burn and behead you and your family. They would love to burn and behead you and your family. There's only right or wrong right now. You either support a caring community or you support extremist exterminators. Never again.
So, right, what I'm going to say, right, as we go back to this, right, never again, you F words, as he would put it, right? So let's call in this white savior, Bill Gates, to get everybody this jab here, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Because,
enough people in the world.
Not enough people. I can't emphasize this enough. There are not enough people. I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate and the rapidly declining birth rate. And yet so many people, including smart people, think that there are too many people in the world and think that the population is growing out of control. It's completely the opposite. Please look at the numbers. If people don't have more children, civilization is going to crumble.
No, civilization is what they call it, right?
High growth for all school.
Hilarious. Greek culture, you know what I'm saying? The homophilic, pedophilic culture.
I think a lot of people think that there's too many people on the planet, but I think there's, in fact, too few, and that the possibly the single greatest risk to human civilization is the rapidly diminishing birth rate.
Population collapse.
But anyway, this is about this.
Population growth in poor countries is the biggest problem they face.
There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die.
By the end of the century, almost half the young people in the world will be in sub-Saharan Africa. Africa.
For the purpose of sterilization.
First vaccine that was ever created specifically for Africa. Vaccines.
At least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa.
In this video, I'm going to be sharing.
All right. But you can watch that if you want to. But just because the dude does say this stuff an awful lot, you know what I'm saying? Like an awful lot, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the interview he's talking about.
For the last several decades, it's been pretty
talking
amazing,
about Africa's
both
population
reducing
boom.
childhood death, getting kids in school, getting.
But also like why that's a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because he's like, you know, there's way too many people. We have to, you know. Too many people be with him. What do you mean? Yeah, well, they welcome him in. Like I know one of them like kicked him out because it was a problem with this. Women couldn't like get fertile again, and you know crimes against humanity type stuff. But you know y'all can check this out. But I wanted to play this one too, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that you could say about a lot of these people, but this is just recently at a conference, you know what I'm saying, with quote unquote African leaders, you know what I'm saying, talking about quote unquote climate control, quote unquote, right? And a crowd full of African brothers and sisters here. And I guess that word can be used loosely according to some of us, but you know.
Give another 2 minutes. Finally, this is the final one, to Bill Gates on video for 2 minutes, and then we will move the program to the next stage.
Will he give Bill Gates a chance?
Hello. I want to thank President Ruto for convening
Now,
this
Bill Gates was like, "Yeah, I ain't even coming to no room with all you damn Negroes. You catch me up and just record something."
event and prioritizing this important work. I started work on climate change over 2 decades ago, agricultural output, although they've contributed almost nothing to these greenhouse gas emissions, because companies are now thinking about how they can reduce their emissions, and farmer how the new, who are very innovative.
Right. So this Bill Gates on his, make Africa great again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then a lot of these so-called Jones, but you see, right? Because we see how the response is when, this is why I'm like, you got to pick a side. And my side is black people only. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that, we understand. I don't think that we understand as a collective. I'm gonna be honest with you, but as far as us in here, we understand what time it is. You know what I'm saying? And you have to pick a side, because there is no friends in the world that will ever help you. And the only thing that you can do is business if you know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which we do not at this current state and time, which is something that we got to learn, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of you know what I'm saying, total destruction, I'll let this Pell dude say it for you, so I don't have to, because
there is a war going on that has claimed the lives of over 10,000 people and internally displaced 4 million people that you've never heard about. The country of Sudan has been in a war since April 2023. Sudan has had a long history of military coups, around 19, however, only 7 being successful. Since 2019, Sudan has been under the leadership of Rapid Support Forces Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemeti.
Yeah, now, from what I understand, right, it's the Arabs over there trying to do this genetic annihilation of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And damn, I don't understand why. Because we'll make every talking point in the book, we you was just doing the same thing for the Mexican people, and nowadays you know what I'm saying, taking your stuff. You don't think the same thing applies to everybody in the world? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand, it's black people and everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
As well as Sudanese Armed Forces leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. However, in late 2020, the West intervened. That paved the way for civilian-led transitional government.
Oh, right. That thing might be heating up on they, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have that natural protection as the Sun people, the Sun words. We can call ourselves Sun words, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe it's one of the things that, you know what I'm saying, is meant to happen, And also they are killing, literally killing the planet, because they don't really see things as living or not. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of psychopathic, you literally kill the trees and the earth and stuff,
However, Hemeti did not like this, as this would mean he would lose his power, as his army would have to merge with al-Burhan's. Al-Burhan wanted this to happen in 2 years, while Hemeti proposed 10 years. As a result of this, the RSF and SAF started to mobilize throughout Sudan. And on the 15th of April 2023, Hemeti's RSF attacked SAF bases across Sudan, most notably.
And by the way, yeah, and the earth knows how to heal itself once you heal it of its sickness, right? And I would think we take the same shape, but you got to heal yourself of that sickness. You understand? That which causes you harm. Maybe you do what it takes to heal itself. You know what I'm saying? But when you cause that much destruction and harm to, you know what I'm saying, earth and what it creates, you know what I'm saying, then you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? And we see what's going on over here, but it's just unfortunately too many of us like, oh yeah, we's got the justice in anywhere and injustice everywhere. I never seen so many black people pull out Malcolm X to justify taking up for some Arabs. But I'm gonna tell you, like Khalid Muhammad said, I love my brother Malcolm. He is a role model, an idol, but I disagree with him. Khalid Muhammad said, I went to Mecca. I seen the Arabs. It's racism over there. With the crackers, it's racism over there. And like stuff that we just don't understand. And just, we like, yo, oppression anywhere is oppression everywhere. Like, what in the hell did this happen? Like, what in the hell? I get it. It's like a humanity thing. And you got to use it to flip it on ourselves, I guess. But damn. And speaking of crisis to humanity, I guess.
6 months since conflict broke out, Sudan's brutal war continues to inflict
no
immeasurable
respect for
suffering,
nature.
endangering lives, displacing millions from their homes, and causing deaths even in areas far from the front lines. The war continues mercilessly. We wake up every day hoping that a solution or agreement or cease.
By the way, the mulatto East Mexicans, right? The Arabs, as y'all like to call them, is y'all friends, or like y'all call them. Oh, so what? I heard people say, so what if they call us the N-word? You know what I'm saying? It's just in turn. But an enemy is an enemy. But my question is like, because the thing is like the people who would side with like, certain groups who are also against these groups would never side with them to put aside their whatever, because they'd be like, oh no, they understand it. But they don't understand how they be like, yo, well, they were like Black Lives Matter. You'll have to show me that, number one. Number two is like they started it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like genocide. This is why you have to pick a side, you know what I'm saying? Because as much as they try, it's almost like they can't genocide us, but they can put us in infinite torture, you know what I'm saying? Which is worse. So I'd rather be dead than tortured infinitely, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we let them do. Raise hell on earth, and then you squash it, you know what I'm saying? How do you squash it? Like the white boy told you, you know what I'm saying? Like we was being nice and kind and all that stuff, but it comes a time where you have to, you know what I'm saying? If somebody hits you, you gotta punch them back in the face and knock their ass out, you know what I'm saying? But if somebody harms you, you know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, they literally hit the, you know what I'm saying? Like Khalid Muhammad said, oh yeah, on the Gaza Strip, we got to drop, they was like, we'll drop bombs on men, women, children, and babies. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because your babies try to fight for the land that they stole. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is why you got to pick a side, man, because we all we got.
The war continues mercilessly. We wake up every day hoping that a solution or agreement or ceasefire will be reached. Unfortunately, this hope fades day by day. More than 9,000 deaths, 5.6 million displaced people and refugees. The war that broke out between General Al-Burhan and Mohammed Hamdan Daglo has brought Sudan to its knees and ravaged its capital, Khartoum. The past 6 months were a bitter period. We're scared day and night, scared of the bombs and bullets. Across Sudan, the fragile health system is struggling.
Facts, right? And that what they don't understand, that assimilation is death. You know what I'm saying? There is no such thing as assimilation, because how can there be? You know what I'm saying? You telling me that a white bitch can give birth to a black child? I don't think so.
The fragile health system is struggling. Emergency rooms are congested, and many hospitals have closed completely. According to the international president of Doctors Without Borders, Sudan's crisis epitomizes a catastrophic failure of humanity.
Catastrophic failure of humanity.
Some charity organizations are helping, but we still need health aid. blankets, bed sheets, and also there is water and medicine shortage. Overall, there is a shortage in healthcare services.
Now when we talking about everybody else issues in the world, what the hell is we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And if we do or can do anything about it, the next question will logically be, then why the hell aren't we doing it for our damn selves? Because we damn sure need it. Right? This is talking about some damn 6 months, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't know that, but we like, oh yeah, the poor children, the poor. Yo, no. You know why they drop bombs on men? I'm gonna say it cause so we could be safe, you know what I'm saying? Y'all scared to say otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Only raw, like a couple of us have been saying it, you know what I'm saying? You know why you drop bombs on the men, women, children, and babies? Because their babies will grow up. And like, yo, like all that sympathy and love, where the hell is it for your own? You know what I'm saying? It ain't you love they damn babies. You scared of their weapons. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and until you ready to pick a side and stop being like cowards, like we're gonna keep getting wiped out no matter where you go. Try to be like, oh, racism is an American thing, black and all. No, everywhere you go on the damn world, you know what I'm saying? It's the melanated, heavily black people, you know what I'm saying? The people that we class the sun, the people of the sun, it's the ones that is getting. I heard somebody like downplay the Arab slave trade, like they wasn't just like castrating people like crazy, you know what I'm saying? And justification for this nonsense, you know what I'm saying? And the lack of justice, you got to pick a side, you know, because at the end of the day, death is destruction is gonna keep coming. And like, I don't think that they can wipe us out. I do think, I guess if you could put it, Alpha is the Omega. You know what I'm saying? And the first shall be the last and all of that. But that means infinite torture until global warming burns them up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Many ways of fighting a war. That is fight. But you know, the issue is like we think that friendship is like we don't understand the thing between ally and friendship. We think, oh yeah, well, you know, just like now that, well, yeah, we supported Palestine in the 1960s, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is not true. It's our mentality when it comes to all of this, because you got the most stuff, the leverage to do business, to do all of the things that you need to do. Like, I wish that we was funding both sides of all of their wars and coming up off of it and walking away with the land and the resources. You know what I'm saying? I would instigate it and make it go up more. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from Shell BP. You know, I would definitely instigate it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, we ain't worried about like our life. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And I don't know how y'all feel about it. I ain't gonna play this though, but the Sudanese civil forces are meeting to try to quote unquote stop the war. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know, Raw. It's just unfortunately at this current point in time, and I got hope for us though. I do have hope, which is why I continue to do it, and I'll never give up hope for us. You know what I'm saying? But right now, a lot of us like are lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? We have lost our brains, and I think that our children and the younger people have an opportunity to get it together and to learn how to leverage what they have to get what they need and want, and not just give it away or think that friendship or any of those stuff means anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just business is business. You know what I'm saying? But we just have this savior complex, even though our saviors show us time and time again. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I want to show some, I guess, positive, you know what I'm saying, to go out with. And, you know, I did show the sister speaking about cancer earlier. And I don't know about this young brother, but what he did, it shows that, you know what I'm saying, we can do all things that we need to do, right? Now, this young brother is named Young Top Scientist because he developed a soap that can help you with skin cancer, like, you know what I'm saying, help ward off, you know what I'm saying, some of the effects and all this kind of stuff with skin cancer. Now, we know it had to be a brother who came up with this because it's dealing with soap and stuff like this. We know that they would never create it. They're going to probably take credit for it, but we know the truth about them and soap and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But check it out, right?
Lifted, and today we're celebrating a local high school student from Annandale, Virginia, who was just named America's top young scientist by coming up with a soap that fights skin cancer.
And before I play this, right, see, like, scientists, like, with the right mindset is important. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's important to take the, you know what I'm saying, good and all that stuff, because we need electricity. Like you have the uranium where you are, right? But no, let's be real, no meaningful electricity kind of, you know what I'm saying, system as individuals and versus a system. We try to operate as individuals within a system, right? So even when we create something, we just give it away and we lose it so quick. And this is why it's important, because I know I need scientists. I would like to meet scientists. I like fields, certain fields in science, and like chemistry is like fun and stuff like that. But I ain't no expert, you know what I'm saying? But this is why it's important for the younger people to realize, like, we need people to fill in these positions, like as scientists, to help us create the things that we need to, as the shysters would say, when somebody attacks us, they're not leaving back with one piece, you know what I'm saying? So, and they're not taking none of our stuff either.
Heman Bekele is a freshman now at W.T. Woodson High School, but he started this as a 3M Young Scientist competitor as an 8th grader at Frost Middle School. Now, the challenge invites students to identify an everyday problem in their community or in their world and submit videos explaining the science behind the solution. Heman combined salicylic acid, glycolic acid, and tretinoin to produce skin cancer treating soap. The soap helps to protect the skin and enhance immune responses, again, to fight skin cancer. He cited the high price of other treatments.
Now imagine if you had your children understanding what time it is and not being like, oh yeah, I love everybody, and you know what I'm saying? Imagine if you got your children to not just like pick a side, but know what side they on from birth. You got to pick the side right now, but imagine if they taught and brought up on that side, you know what I'm saying? And all this creativity and genius and production. We have produced a lot of things. It's just that we got, you know what I'm saying, like damn, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you can't take credit for nothing, you know what I'm saying? They gonna take the patent for it, you know what I'm saying? Or as they would say, they created the patent office and stuff like that. But imagine if they was just brought up, they ain't even gotta pick no damn side, you know what I'm saying? Right? They just know that they operating within a system of their own. You know what I'm saying? The amount of things that you can create, right? Like I said, like sisters knew how to like cure people and knew the amount. You know how long you got to be around to know the amount of like stuff that you need from a plant to heal somebody, to not kill somebody, or that it doesn't work. And how many times that we have done the same thing over and over. And that's why we going insane. And we can't figure out why we going insane, because everything that we've been doing, and we've been thrown into a culture that doesn't even think the earth is like a robot or something, you know what I'm saying? That is like, don't think it's an actual living thing, you know what I'm saying? They think it's just something that is there, you know what I'm saying? And we thrown into that culture that is not designed for us, right? They would have never thought of making some kind of soap. Like, you kidding me? Soap, you know what I'm saying? Why would they use soap? You know what I'm saying? They throw the baby out with the bathwater. But anyway.
Enhanced immune responses, again, to fight skin cancer. He cited the high price of other treatments, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars versus the cost of his bar of soap for 50 cents.
Imagine a world where skin cancer treatment isn't a privilege for a few, but a right for all. Our soap has the potential to reach corners of the globe where skin cancer treatment has been out of reach for far too long.
In addition to the title, he also wins $25,000 for his research, and he hopes to one day create a nonprofit and give that cancer.
Now, as one of my homies once said, it ain't the money, it's the ish that it brings, right? It ain't necessarily, it's the mentality that it comes with, the ability that we have, but combining it with everything with the right mentality and the skills that you have, you can create whatever you want. Like Ross says, more of us than them, and it's many ways to fight a war. And the truth is, we gotta use every single one of them, because that's just how it is. That's a mentality. You gotta pick a side, right? Do you want to continue to be individuals, or do you want to, create institutions designed to protect you, right? You really gotta pick a side as to what we're gonna do, because the name of the game is to take all of this stuff. Words such as freedom and independence. We could talk about that. We can come up with something about, we could talk about that. And the truth of those things is, if that's what you want, that's what you got, like what we qualify as, like what we call it, because truth is like is work, it's putting in work, that's what it is. You can't be independent if you ain't taking it, and protecting it forever and ever and ever, so hey, the earth is learning, is heating up to get rid of their sickness. Maybe we can heat up and get rid of our sickness, right? We can pick the right side and be on the right side of history, as this fool would say. Because he talking about, well, we the most righteous and loving and forgiving people. Well, you see what time it is, right? Men, women, children, especially the babies, all right? So it is what it is. And you know what? I'm going to we're going to talk about that. So shouts out to Ross, shouts out to Tracy. Bakari was in here for a second. Shouts out to Cassandra, shouts out to Erica, shouts out to Matron, and everybody else. I appreciate y'all. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to let these brothers have the last words. See, I'm almost done. They ain't got to freeze out right now. You good? All right. So I'm going to let these brothers have the last word.
Does training teaches you to operate against the best interests of your own group. It teaches you individual behavior rather than group behavior. Education is a liberating force. A liberating force. So I'm going to go through quickly some of the things on why you should learn the skills. And nothing I say, I hope, nothing I say will imply that we are not faced with a very shrewd, uncompromising, dangerous enemy. Don't ever take it in your mind that these white people are going to be easy to be had. It ain't going to be true. This is a hard fight because they have the institution and we have the people. You see, and as long as you control institutions, you can control the behavior of people. Now, With that in mind, listen to it carefully. The first lesson, the very first lesson you must learn as students, is that the fundamental mistake you can make is to try to use white definitions to explain or analyze black phenomena. That's the first mistake you make. And anytime you use their definitions that are given to you, you're in trouble. Now, the second lesson I go against Harold here. I do not think you should tell your white professors nothing. I do not think you should argue with them. I don't think you should do anything. I think you should accept the skills they get and go about those. I know your black professors either. Your objective of being at Atlanta Junior College is to acquire skills and get out and go on to Morehouse and then for Morehouse. The reason you're in school is to get a degree, playing cards and all that. That's mental sour behavior. Mental sour behavior. Let me tell you something that Sister Gwen Rockwell and Brother Naeem can tell you. They used to bring me down here every year. Most time I had to pay my way, but they still brought me. They used to bring me down every year to talk to the combined students over at Morehouse, AU, and all like that. And in there, look at all these black students who say, "Oh, Dr. Wright, we crazy about you. Why don't you come south and take over these schools?" You know what I used to tell them, and I say this clearly. I have a great deal of admiration for these black teachers working in these schools. You think I have it bad in the mental health center. At least I know I'm dealing with people who are crazy. I mean, at least I know that. You know what I mean? I just realized that. You know, I mean, I'm not annoyed. I don't mean that to be funny. I really don't mean that to be. Believe me, I know a lot of students who come to me now and say, "Hey, we read your stuff and all." But let me tell you something. If I came to Atlanta and took over school, the first day here, I would send half the black students home. Half black students would go home. I really went out, and it wouldn't be hard for me to find out who I was going to send home. One just walk through the halls and do things. I know exactly who's going home. Right there. The second day, I was going to have the black faculty home. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The third day, I sent all the black administrators home. You know, and then really about the business of teaching. Because I swear, I see students doing stuff to black people, black adults I've never seen. I'm very serious about this. Okay, let's go through. Here's what we're going to go through. I'm going
would happen if we as black men would say, in order to be a man, we must own the economic systems of our neighborhood. That I don't feel like we are full men when we let Korean men, Arab men, and all of these white men and other people stay in the midst of our people and take the wealth of our people. How can we look ourselves in the eye and say that we're men?
All right, yeah, so shouts out to y'all, man. I appreciate it. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.